Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's Major League Baseball, Major League Soccer games from last weekend, NBA Summer League from yesterday, and we'll look ahead to today's MLB and NBA Summer League games for tonight. I'll do news and notes and my best bet of the day. So a short show today. We'll start with baseball. We'll go over the games from yesterday and look ahead a little bit to today. Small slate last night. Indians over the Reds 9-3. The Indians 55-55. The Reds are 61-52. Getting the win for Cleveland was Jeff Garza, and the loss, Luis Castillo. And the White Sox over the Twins 11-1. The White Sox 67-46. Minnesota 48-65. Lucas Giolito the win. Bayo Burrows the loss. Yankees over the Royals 8-6-11. The Yankees 62-50. KC 48-63. Clay Holmes the win. Greg Holland the loss. And Wandy Peralta the save. Padres over the Marlins 8-3. The Padres 65-49. Miami 47-66. Joe Musgrove the win. Zach Thompson the loss. Brewers Cubs postponed makeup date today. There's a lot of games today. A lot. Doubleheader game 1, 2:20. Brewers Cubs from Wrigley Field. You have Freddie Peralta and Justin Steele going at it. And the Brewers are minus 200. The Cubs are plus 168. Over under 7. Minus 110 each way. Brewers minus 1.5 is minus 108. Cubs plus 1.5 is plus 111. Going over 7. I know it's a doubleheader game, but I think there can be a lot of runs in this game. I think the Brewers can touch up on Steele a little bit. So give me over 7. I can see this being a 5-3 game. 6 o'clock. Doubleheader game 1, Angels, Blue Jays, Chris Rodriguez, and Steven Matz. Huge game. This is a doubleheader game as well, don't forget. Blue Jays minus 158, Angels plus 134, over under 7.5, minus 115 on the over, minus 105 on the under. Angels plus 1.5 is minus 152, Toronto minus 1.5 is plus 126. I'm going to go with the Angels as the dog here. Rodriguez hasn't been bad this year. I just don't trust Steven Matz either. So, going Angels plus 134, although the over's enticing too. 7 o'clock, the Tigers and the Orioles. Casey Mize and Keegan Aiken. The Tigers minus 118, Orioles even money, over under 10, minus 115 on the over, unders minus 105. Tigers minus 1.5 is plus 126. Orioles plus 1.5 is minus 152. I'm going under 10, minus 105. I like Casey Mize. I think he can pitch well here. Keegan Aiken stinks, but I like Casey Mize to get above 500 here. So give me under 10, minus 105. I don't think either offense will score a lot of runs. So I could see a world where this is like a 5-1 Tigers win or something like that. 5-4 works for me too. Dodgers-Phillies, huge game from Citizens Bank Park. Max Scherzer and Aaron Nola. What a great pitching matchup, too. The Dodgers minus 164. The Phillies are plus 138. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. Dodgers minus 1.5 is plus 102. Phillies plus 1.5 is minus 122. I'm going under 8.5, minus 104. Aaron Nola's got to pitch well and prove himself here. Scherzer, you know he's going to show up. So I'm going under 8.5, minus 104. Cardinals-Pirates. Jay Happ and Stephen Brault. Cardinals minus 142, Pirates plus 120, over under 9, overs minus 114, unders minus 106. Cardinals minus 1.5 is plus 144. Pirates plus 1.5 is minus 137. I'm going under 9, minus 106. Jay Happ on the Cardinals, I think, is a better fit than Jay Happ on the bad Minnesota Twins. And I think this is a good matchup here for him. I'm going to go under 9, minus 106. Plus, I don't trust the Pirates offense. A's Indians, huge game here. Sean Manaea, Tristan McKenzie. Although the Indians are kind of out of it, but still, this is still a big game. Oakland minus 146, Cleveland plus 124, over under 9.5, overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Oakland minus 1.5 is plus 106. Indians plus 1.5 is minus 128. I'm going to go with the A's minus 1.5 at plus 106. I just think that they need these games to hang on to your life for the first wild card and to potentially pass the Astros in the division. Braves Red Sox, huge game. Mega game from Fenway Park. Luis Patino and Eduardo Rodriguez. Red Sox minus 124, Rays plus 106, over under 9.5, overs minus 112, unders minus 108. Rays minus 1.5 is plus 180, Red Sox plus 1.5 is minus 220. I like the over in this game, amazingly enough. Over 9.5 minus 112. I think this is a good spot for these offenses to get at one another. I don't know who wins. I'm going over 8.5 minus 112. Nats Mets. Paolo Espino and Carlos Carrasco. The Mets are minus 235. The Nats are plus 194, over under 8.5. Overs minus 108, unders minus 112. Nats plus 1.5 is minus 104. Mets minus 1.5 is minus 115. The Mets have just been falling off a cliff. Espino hasn't been bad this year. Carrasco's coming off the injury. Everyone's just penciling in Carrasco. I'm going with the Nats plus 194 against the Mets. 7:20 Reds Braves. Sonny Gray and Drew Smiley. Braves minus 112, Reds minus 104, over under 9.5, minus 110 each way. Reds minus 1.5 is plus 146. Braves plus 1.5 is minus 176. I'm going to go with the Reds here as a slim underdog. They need these games. I like Sonny Gray. He hasn't been that great this year. But I like them in a spot on the road as a slight dog. So give me the Reds minus 104. 8 o'clock, doubleheader game 2. Brewers Cubs. Aaron Ashby and Alec Mills. Brewers minus 132. Cubs plus 112. Over under 8.5. Minus 110 each way. Brewers minus 1.5 is plus 126. Cubs plus 1.5 is minus 152. I'm going to go with the Cubs here in this spot. I like Alec Mills. He's better than Aaron Ashby, and granted he's an opener, but the Cubs are going to win some games randomly. Going to win some games throughout. So, give me the Cubs plus 112. White Sox Twins. Dallas Keuchel and Griffin Jax. White Sox minus 164. Twins plus 138. Over under 10.5. Minus 110 each way. White Sox minus 1.5 is minus 118. Twins plus 1.5 is minus 102. I'm going over 10.5 minus 110. I think the White Sox offense can do it by themselves. Rockies Astros. John Gray and Jake Odorizzi. Astros minus 196. Rockies plus 164. Over under 8.5. Overs minus 118. Unders minus 104. Rockies plus 1.5 is minus 125. Astros minus 1.5 is plus 104. I like the Rockies. I just think that John Gray's pitching well. I don't love Jake Odorizzi. He's just a veteran back-end guy at this point in his career. Just a gut pick. A John Gray pick. So give me the Rockies at the ridiculous price of plus 164. John Gray on the mound. Yankees Royals. Nestor Cortez, Daniel Lynch. The Yankees are minus 154. The Royals are plus 130. Over under 10.5. Overs minus 102. Unders minus 120. Yankees minus 1.5 is plus 105. Royals plus 1.5 is minus 126. Daniel Lynch has been a little bit better of late. But I don't know if I trust him enough. The under came back and bited me yesterday. I like how Cortez has pitched, stepping up for the Yankee pitchers in their absences. I'm going to go with the Yankees run line, -1.5 and +105. I think they'll play better than they did the other day. 9:45, the Diamondbacks at the Giants. Zach Gallen and Alex Wood. Giants -210, D-backs +176, over under 8, overs -106, unders -114. D-backs +1.5 is -120, Giants -1.5 is even money. I like the over 8 -106. I think there's a chance Arizona's bullpen implodes a little bit and the Giants score off it. So going over 8 -106. Doubleheader game 2, 10 o'clock. Blue Jays Angels. These games are actually in Los Angeles, but the Blue Jays are considered a home team in the other one for whatever reason. Ross Stripling and Jose Suarez. Blue Jays -136, Angels +116, over under 7.5, overs -118, unders -104. Blue Jays -1.5 is +116, Angels +1.5 is -142. Tough one. I like the over 7.5 at the juice number, -118. I just think that these two teams are going to score in this one. It's 10 o'clock, Marlins Padres. Braxton Garrett and Craig Stammen. Padres -215, Marlins +180, over under 7.5, overs -114, unders -106. Marlins +1.5 is -118, Padres -1.5 is -102. I'm going over 7.5, -114. The two offenses are better than that. Rangers Mariners, Colby Allard and Logan Gilbert. Mariners -220, Rangers +184, over under 7.5, overs -118, unders -104. Texas +1.5 is -115, Seattle -1.5 is -104. I'm going to go with over 7.5 -118. I think that is very low for that game and pitching matchup. All right, the NBA Summer League. We will go over the results from yesterday, and we'll look ahead to today. The Pelicans over the Bulls, 94-77. Devin Dotson had 16 for the Bulls. Trey Murphy, the first-round pick, 26-9 for New Orleans. Knicks over the Pacers, 94-86. Emmanuel Quickley is in the Summer League, 32 points and 8 assists. Dwayne Washington Jr. of Indiana, 23 points for Indy. Sixers over the Mavs, 95-73. Tyrese Maxey had 21 points and 4 assists. Tyrell Terry, 22 for Dallas. Grizzlies over the Nets, 91-84. Desmond Bane, the fabulous rookie from last year, 32 points. And Cam Thomas, 19 for Brooklyn. Kings over the Hornets, 80-70. Jamius Ramsey had 22 for Sacramento, and DJ Charlton had 13 for Charlotte. Timberwolves over the Spurs, 91-89. Jalen Noel had 24 points and 4 assists. Devin Vassell had 23 for San Antonio. Magic over the Warriors, 91-89 in overtime. Jalen Suggs, 24 points and 9 boards for Orlando. Jonathan Kuminga had 16 for Golden State. Bucks over the Clippers, 81-78. Jordan Nwora had 30 and 6 assists for Milwaukee, and Jay Scrubb had 24 and 10 for the Clippers. Jazz over the Suns, 63-57. Trent Forrest had 10 and 7 assists for Utah, and Tyshawn Alexander had 16 for the Suns. All right, today's games. 6:30 ESPN 3, I almost said the Hacers instead of the Hawks and the Pacers, so I merged them. Hawks-Pacers. There should be an interesting matchup there. 7 o'clock ESPN U, Celtics Nuggets. 8 o'clock ESPN 3, the Bulls and the Spurs. 9 o'clock ESPN, the Pistons and the Rockets. So Cade Cunningham against Jalen Green. So that should be a fun matchup. And good for that being on ESPN. 10 o'clock, Kings Wizards. So you have Davion Mitchell and Corey Kispert. And 11 o'clock on ESPN U, you have the Clippers and the Trailblazers. All right, now we'll move on to MLS soccer. We forgot to do that on yesterday's show, so we will go over the results from the weekend on today's show, and then we have a couple games tonight. All right, Friday results. I'm sorry, Saturday. And by the way, we don't have games tonight. That was a lie. Atlanta over Columbus, 3-2. Cincinnati and Orlando, 1-1 draw. Minnesota over Houston, 2-0. Toronto over NYCFC. Toronto and NYCFC were a tie. Dallas over Austin, 2-0. Colorado, Kansas City, 0-0 draw. And Portland over Salt Lake, 3-2. And then Sunday's results. Chicago over the Red Bulls, 2-1. Miami over Nashville, 2-1. New England over Philadelphia, 2-1. San Jose over LAFC, 2-1. DC United over Club Football Montreal, 2-1. And LA Galaxy and Vancouver, 1-1 draw. So, 5 2-1 results. So, the next set of games is Friday. That was my mistake, guys. And we'll get into that, obviously, on the podcast when the time comes. All right, news and notes. Not that much to discuss today from that standpoint. Patriots' new tight end, Hunter Henry, to miss weeks with the shoulder injury. That is not good. Kirill Kaprizov has a KHL deal ready. Should a deal with the Wild not materialize. So, a lot of pressure on the Minnesota Wild to get Kirill Kaprizov, who was the Calder Trophy winner, signed. Philadelphia Flyers re-signed Carter Hart to a 3-year deal, $11.9 million, despite struggling last season, since he was a restricted free agent. And same for the New York Rangers and Igor Shesterkin, as Shesterkin got a 4-year deal, about $22.5 million in total, making like $5 million a year, and Hart's making a little bit more. A little bit less. He's making like 3-something a year. Lionel Messi on his way to Paris, as Leo and his family are at the airport ahead of signing a 2-year, $104 million PSG contract. So he got to be on Messi watch these next couple of podcasts. Just coming down right now from Jeff Zerbiak of The Athletic Baltimore. Rashad Bateman pulled up while running a slant against Marcus Peters and fell immediately to the ground. Walked to the building with pronounced limp. DaCosta followed him into the building. So, got to keep an eye on that potential injury. Luka Doncic gets a 5-year, $207 million extension as the Mavs flew out to Slovenia to finalize the deal. And some Colts news right now. An interesting development. Rookie quarterback Sam Ehlinger getting his reps with the first team offense. Obviously, the Colts don't have Carson Wentz for the first couple months of the season, so something's got to give. There's rumors about Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement or a trade for Nick Foles. We'll see what happens with Philly. Carmelo Anthony wants a ring badly. He says a championship is the one thing I'm missing. This is the one thing that keeps me up at night. So he has a good chance at it. He signed with the team to beat in the Western Conference and arguably the team to beat in the entire NBA, depending on the health of Brooklyn. That is the case, in my opinion. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. wore cleats to honor Kobe and Gianna Bryant during the road trip in Los Angeles. That is very nice of Vlad Jr., and you love to see it because Kobe just has inspired everybody in every sport. Like, he was that kind of a special athlete, so that's really nice to see. And obviously Gianna, it's just so tragic that like she was in that accident and how young she was. Because she would have been a super duper star in the WNBA and in women's college basketball. So, really nice of Vlad Jr. to do that. After investigation, it was determined that the Rockies say that the fan was shouting the mascot's name, Dinger, and not a racial slur at Lewis Brinson in Sunday's game. So, Dinger, as in like the home run ball, they call home runs dingers. And that is the Rockies' mascot name. And I think it's appropriate for them because a lot of people hit home runs out of Coors Field. So I think it's an appropriate mascot name, by the way. And Lewis Brinson heard or thought he heard a racial slur. We talked about this on yesterday's show. So that's good that the fan did not use the racial slur instead, the mascot name instead. What else is here? The signed Alfred Payton 1-year deal. The Knicks signed Dwayne Bacon. I like that signing for the Knicks. He's a good shooter. Almost 11 a game with the Magic last year. Major League Baseball is talking about a 14-team playoff as the league might look into implement expanded postseason field during this offseason's collective bargaining talks. I like that for Major League Baseball. I do. Yeah, there might not be good teams in the postseason, but that makes for themselves more big games in the sport. Just like what the NFL did to expand their postseason. I like that Major League Baseball's going to 14. And I would get rid of the wild card game altogether and have a wild card round instead, like best of 3 or best of 5. Have 2 versus 7, 5 versus 6, and then 3 versus 4. The 1 seed gets a bye, just like in the NFL. That's what Major League Baseball should do, in my opinion. The Detroit Lions are signing Nickel Roby Coleman to help out their secondary. The New Orleans Saints are exploring cornerback trades, and among them is Jacksonville's C.J. Henderson, who we talked about earlier. The Ravens won't rush Lamar Jackson deal, as John Harbaugh says that Josh Allen's extension won't speed up negotiations, as he says Lamar is going to be a quarterback for years to come. And by the way, Igor Shesterkin's making over $5.5 million a year. His new contract with the Rangers. Gleyber Torres placed on the injured list with a left thumb sprain as a big loss for the Yankees, and hopefully he is out not for long. Spencer Dinwiddie received a $1 title bonus, as the Wizards guard will receive $1 if team wins the NBA title. Like, what? They're not winning the title. It's so stupid. I think that's silly. The Toronto Raptors are listening to Pascal Siakam offers, as Masai Ujiri is listening like a good negotiator, with the Kings, Warriors, and Clippers enamored with Siakam. I think that the Warriors, are the most likely destination. I think that makes a lot of sense. And you can put in Kuminga, Moody, some of their young players and future picks for Toronto. And the Kings are eyeing Siakam and Simmons as pressure to win builds within organization. I think they're the team that pulls the trigger for Ben Simmons and overpays, and maybe they throw De'Aaron Fox in the trade, and they keep Halliburton, and they keep Davion Mitchell. And I think that would be a great haul for Philly to get back De'Aaron Fox. And De'Aaron Fox doesn't have to worry about being the guy in Sacramento. And Sacramento will foolishly think that Ben Simmons would be the guy there. And for Fox's case, like in Philly, Joel Embiid's the guy. He'll always be the guy there as long as he's healthy. So I think Joel Embiid is awesome. Will Stephen Curry be playing at the 2024 Olympics? Steve Kerr praises Curry as the best shooter who has ever lived and believes he could be on the Team USA in 3 years. We'll see about that. We'll see if Steph makes his return to the Olympics. Saquon Barkley back at practice. The Giants running back comes off the PUP list and joined his teammates on the field for the first time since his knee injury. And that is huge news for the Giants. If Saquon Barkley is back week 1 for the Giants, that is a major win for them. If he's back week 1 against the Denver Broncos. And something we get to talk about on this show, in terms of something that belongs on News and Notes, is the scandal going on with New York Governor Andrew Cuomo and how he was accused of sexually assaulting women. And now there's rumors going around is that Al Sharpton is somebody that people in Cuomo's party are asking him to run in 2022 amid the Cuomo crisis. So we'll see what else happens with Cuomo. There's a lot of rumblings going around that people want him to resign, even in his own party. This is an ugly situation, and I completely forgot to talk about this on the podcast last week, but that is just a huge deal that we will continue to monitor on the show. And one more other non-sports related news. Dave Chappelle, Jon Stewart, and Pete Davidson to perform at Madison Square Garden's 9/11 benefit show. So that's pretty neat. And we'll see who else ends up joining them in that show at the Garden. All right, last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. This is a tough one because there are a lot of games. Best bet yesterday was an unfortunate loser. And for today, I'm going to go with, this is a tough one. I like over 8 in Texas, Seattle. I think that is a low number. And I think that one of those teams could go over by themselves, potentially, if the pitcher has a rough day or if a bullpen has a rough day or both. All right, so that's it for today's show. A little shorter than usual. We'll be back tomorrow recapping everything for baseball, the NBA Summer League, and looking ahead to tomorrow. Maybe I'll have an activity. We'll see. News and notes and best bet as well. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.